Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. I'm so glad y'all stopped by to spend a little time with me today. As you can see from the title, I thought I would participate in the eyeshadow palette tag. This is technically round 2. I was not making videos on YouTube when they did round 1, but this was a collaboration originally with Samantha March and Allie Glines. I'm sure y'all probably know who they are. They both have tons of subscribers and followers and are pretty, I think, well known in the YouTube beauty community. But I don't know, I thought it would be fun. And I will say a lot of my eyeshadow palettes are a little bit on the newer side. Back in I think it was 2020, I decluttered a lot of my eyeshadow palettes. I just had a bunch of stuff that I wasn't using. I subscribed to Ipsy for a while, and I got a lot of eyeshadow palettes in there that were just color stories that I didn't like, that I didn't use. So I got rid of a ton of stuff. So over the last year or so, I've really kind of repurchased a lot of stuff. But I love eyeshadow palettes. It's one of my favorite things. And so yeah, some of my palettes are a little bit on the newer side, but I thought this would be fun either way. So the first question is, what is your all-time favorite eyeshadow palette? And for this one, I went with the Stone Cold Fox. It is a little bit newer to me, but this is the palette that if I am going somewhere, you know, lots of cool tones in here. You got some grays and neutrals and, you know, some kind of mauve tones. If I'm going to a special event or something, this was always the palette that I reached for. I love the looks that come out of it. The formula's really nice. I like ColourPop. You know, for 34 bucks, you get a ton of shadows, and this is just a color story that's right up my alley. So this is my all-time favorite. And then for my new favorite, which is question number 2, that is going to be the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I purchased this towards the end of December, and it is just, you'll see a theme. I love cool tones. I love purples and pinks and mauves, but this is just an absolutely stunning palette. The different textures in here, I have loved every look that's come out of this palette. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful. It is a higher end palette, it is, but to me, this was totally worth the money. It's just, the packaging is stunning, but what's inside is the real gem. I mean, it is just, I love it. When I put this on my eyes, it makes me happy, and it's gorgeous. The shimmers in here are just amazing. Ooh, she's pretty. And then question number 3 is a palette that I keep for the memories. That's going to have to be the Tarteist Pro palette. I've had this one for quite a while. This was the first like higher end eyeshadow palette that I purchased. And you can see I hit pan in a couple of shades. When I was working full time, I would take, you know, one of these 2 shades that I have hit pan on and just put that all over my eyes. And you know, the shimmers out here I would use for eyeliners a lot. So yeah, this is one that I've had around for a while. Still smells good. I don't really use it all that often, but I just can't seem to part with it. When I was doing my declutter, you know, I had other palettes that I used more than this one, but I don't know, there's just something about this one that kind of, you know, like I said, it was one of my first higher end palette purchases, and I mean, I should drag it out and use it, but it's a good one. And question number 4 is the most underrated eyeshadow palette, or what you feel is, and I really think Alter Ego. This Shadow Kiss palette, I purchased this towards the end of the year last year. It is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette, but it's gorgeous. And the formula is fantastic. It's super easy to work with. I love the looks that I've gotten out of this palette. And I really don't hear anybody talk about it, but this formula in this particular palette anyway, I haven't tried the others, but it's really nice. And for $16, like, you just can't beat it, I don't think. I mean, it's just, I love it. I mean, the packaging, cardboard packaging, it comes with a mirror. Really nice palette. And the next question is a palette that's not a favorite, but you can't get rid of. For me, that is the ColourPop Garden Variety palette. I love this packaging. And I think maybe that's part of what sucked me into this one. I mean, it looks really pretty looking at it, but I never reached for this. I didn't really love the looks that I got out of it. And I don't feel like this formula is quite the same as the one in the Stone Cold Fox palette. And I never reached for it, but anytime I've gotten rid of anything, I still hang on to this guy. And I think, maybe it's the packaging. It's just gorgeous packaging. And like I said, the colors are pretty, but it's not something I ever reach for, but I can't seem to get rid of it. I'm going to set some of these out of the way here before I make a disaster and break my palettes. And the next question is your favorite collab. I only have one collab palette, and that actually is from Samantha March. This is her Life's a Draft palette. I love this. It doesn't look like it's well loved, but I have used this quite a bit. I just try to be kind of neat with when I'm doing my makeup, and I kind of blow everything off when I'm done. But this is just, again, it's those cooler tones, purples. You do get a blush, bronzer, and highlight in here. And like I said, it's the only collab palette that I have, but I love it. It's gorgeous. And purple is my favorite color, so that, that helps. But this is a great formula. Samantha works super hard, and she's really inspiring, all that she does. But this is just a super nice palette, super nice formula. I really like it. I always love the looks that have come out of this. And then the next question is your 2021 favorite. I'm going to cheat a little bit here because it's my video, I guess, and I can. But so like I said, with my all-time favorite, my 2021 favorite, I'm going to go, with the Stone Cold Fox. But then I also picked up the That's Taupe from ColourPop, and I really love this guy too. I mean, you can see a theme here. I love cool tones, but both of these are just stunning palettes. I love the way my eye look turns out anytime I use either of these. And they do have, obviously there's some crossover here because, we all know how ColourPop is. I mean, you can see the similarities. I'm sure all of these shades are in here. This is just a smaller option to grab for, but I purchased both of these last year. Well, I purchased a lot of palettes last year, but I love both of these, and I couldn't pick which one, was my favorite just from last year. So the next question is a palette that I didn't expect to love. I'm cheating again on this one too. But for the first one is this Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. This is volume 1. And I don't know, looking at this, it's a little bit, it is different than the other palettes that I've shown so far. It's a little bit warmer toned, but this formula is super nice. I've liked the looks that have come out of this, and I didn't really expect to like it, but it's really, the shimmers in here are gorgeous. Obviously, you can tell I love a shimmer, but they're gorgeous, and I've really liked the looks that have come out of this palette. And, you've got light colors, you've got, a lot of depth in this bottom corner here. You got a little bit of color with the purples and the teals. It's just a really, really good formula, and I really ended up liking this a whole lot, and I didn't expect to. And on that same kind of a color story I didn't know if I would love, this little Coral Me Maybe palette from Essence. These little 6-pan palettes from Essence are awesome. And this is a color story that I wasn't really sure that I would like, but I actually really enjoy this. The formula is really nice. I like the way it looks on my eyes. I actually ended up purchasing several of these little 6-pan shadows from Essence because this formula is fantastic. And for $4, you just can't hardly beat it. But so that's that question. And then the next question is a palette that sparks joy. And this is one that I've already talked about, but it's, again, this Huda Rose Quartz palette. When I look at this, it makes me happy. When I put this on, it just makes me happy. I mean, just look at that. And when you put these shades on your eyes, just the way they catch the light every time when you move and turn, it just looks a little bit different. You pick up, when the light hits it, it's just, just gorgeous. I just love it. It just makes me so happy just to look at it. It's just beautiful. So this one definitely sparks joy for me. And I, you know, after I got this, after that first time that I used it, I wanted to just keep using it. Well, I did. After I used that for the first time, every time I did my eyeshadow after for several days, that was what I reached for, because it's just so stunning. Okay, the next question is the newest palette in your collection, and that is going to be this Wet n Wild Always Naked palette. And that is actually what I have on my eyes today. I did do a little bit of filming with this, which you will probably see either right before or right after this video. I'm not sure. I'll probably post this on Sunday, but this is really nice. I did not like the 5-pan color icon palettes from Wet n Wild, but this one's nice. I think it looks good on my eyes. It doesn't emphasize my texture. Now this shade here is like straight glitter, so I'm not going to be putting that on my eyes, but because it's just like chunky flaky glitter. But it was $8.50. I picked it up at my local Walgreens. You got a mix of, you know, kind of cooler tones and those warmer browns or neutrals, and I don't know why I touched that glitter, because now it's going to be everywhere. But I've enjoyed the look that I've done with this so far. And then my first palette used in 2022, it was the Huda Rose Quartz again. Like I said, I picked it up towards the end of December, and I didn't use it till the first part of January, but man, she's a beaut, and I love her. So that is all of the questions. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, just sitting around talking about eyeshadow. I know it's a shorter one, but yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.